And like we said, this is kind of a business-like attitude for the Clippers, and I think it is welcome, certainly after what I think we all agree was a disappointing year a season ago.
Well, a lot of different factors in what happened last year, but now you get a chance to, there's offensively developing moves inside, but defensively continue to grow.
Taylor Horton Tucker struggled to start his time in Salt Lake in terms of the times he had the ball to end a possession. Bones Highland, he's also looked very good. Put on 11 pounds in the offseason. Gets into the paint, gets the game's first bucket.
Well, the size and athleticism that time, he would shoot right over the top of Colin second.
Ball to end the possession. Bones Highland, he's also looked very good. Put on 11 pounds in the offseason. Gets into the paint, gets the game's first bucket.
Well, the size and athleticism that time, he would shoot right over the top of Colin Sexton, but his
part of the court. And I felt that at times, especially early on in the season, you could feel a bit of a disconnect. Now, it came together as the season went on. Markkanen lays it in. But to 12-10, Utah out in front. Preseason is always interesting. You never know how long these players are going to play. And when you see a player like Markkanen fired up as much as he has, you have to wonder, is he playing one quarter and then going to be done? And George with the rebound for the Clippers. Clippers will spend the night here tonight. They will leave tomorrow morning. These two teams back at it in the Emerald City. George, we told you he looked good in camp. He has
the challenge correct. I really do love that rule change.
They are still billable hours. George for three, and he continues to smolder here for the Clippers in Los Angeles. He did say he welcomed the trade to Utah to kind of reinvent himself. Well, he kind of has reinvented himself in this first quarter after hitting back-to-back threes. That's his first miss from above the arc. Markkanen knocks down the second chance.
Well, such a special talent. That time he didn't hesitate to use that big body over Olenek.
Clarkson finds a seam and waltzes unfettered to the rim and lays it home.
How this all meshes together, and guys have to be open to changing a little bit how they play.
Island, nice pass there by Mason Plumlee. Talk to the front office staff. So far, so great for the Clippers and how they have been able to advance and kind of start this year. Covington, the fastest hands in the West, gives it to Moon. The tap in is by Martin. Clippers will take the lead into the second quarter. Abaji, mugged from behind, a whistle and a foul. We'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. A lot of players kind of developing, and perhaps his clean looks were the kind of byproduct of that going by the wayside.
The passion that you have for the game, you see it with the players and coaching staff, and we have it as well as announcers.
Power play for the Clippers. What a shot by Highland! The timeout brings the Jazz to within 5.
Yeah, well, 56 games played by Paul George was the most in the Clippers uniform. I think he will stay healthy this year, eclipse that number.
They kept him in the loop at all times, having a 5-minute daily conversation with Ty Lue, no matter what was going on. Nice bucket inside. Leonard sets his feet and flings up a three and knocks it down.
On the east side.
I would take 65 games from the two of them over the 60 wins for sure.
Well, I think that's a goal for both. If you can get them on the court together 60 to 65 games this year, watch out. It was outstanding. Now, wouldn't you want to see that too in times when it wasn't any kind of disaster where people came to the aid of each other?
Plumlee with a ferocious follow. 2:18 to play here in the first half. Under a minute to play here in this first half. Keontae George, rookie, inside to Kessler. Ball batted back to George, and he's able to lay it in.
It's uncoachable. Now he just has to figure out when, how, and where to use it.
Nice move by Highland, getting around a couple of defenders and then swooping in. Diabate wrestling inside with Kessler, diving on the floor, but it comes away for the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, watch for a lot of movement, pick up the pace. And speaking of pace,
we might even see Jamal on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, in Seattle.
That would make the preseason complete for me. Horton Tucker, his third three.
Yeah, you have some valuable assets that are young that teams can value, that you can utilize to strengthen your team from a veteran presence. And Kessler right there.
Paul George at one point, 8 straight points. He finished with those 8 points. Kawhi Leonard at 11. Kessler just continues to put his fingerprints all over this game.
That time, the 6'4" frame, or 6'2" frame of Highland just outstretch the smaller Colin Sexton.
Horton Tucker.
In years past, this Clips team has been predicted to be in the top 5, not as much this year. I think they have a lot to prove to themselves.
With just a ton of young talent. New Orleans with Zion being healthy, what they did 2 years ago. Diabate inside, they will lay it in. 5:15 to play in the third.
That's it. Execution offensively and defensively on what beautiful move by Baji.
Rebound goes to back to the Clippers. Coffee drives. Brown. What a pass. Oh, look out below. Martin, a high flyer. 65-60 Clippers. Keontae George rings the rim. Yerk 7 with a second effort here for Utah. Floater no. Abaji tries to tap it up and in. Saved in the hands of Abaji, and he lays it in. 2012 on that final possession. George whips it ahead to Chris Dunn. Acrobatic layup is good. George stumbles in transition for Utah. Gives to Dunn. Breaks through a couple of defenders. Good ball movement here for Utah. Dunn for 3. It is good. Point. Last year, limited opportunities. But he knows how to play the game. And he's a lot of fun to watch. He had some great moments in camp in those scrimmages that we mentioned. Kobe Brown able to lay it in. Welcome to the family, young man.
Good first basket that time. Patient. Quick first step, able to get it between 2 defenders and knock it in.
The Clippers play the Jazz twice in the preseason, and then the second game of the year is in Utah. So there'll be a lot of familiarity with these two teams.
One of the better post defenders, rim protectors in Robert Williams. How you replace that is going to be the question that has to be answered in Boston.
But all the chips are pushed in the middle. You love to see that kind of urgency from organizations. Williams throws it down. To be involved in those kind of buyouts. Williams tries to get free. Dunn, we told you, he is an elite defender. Yerk 7 inside, counted at a foul.
Well, when you turn it over in transition in the first unit of taking care of the rock.
But if you're just joining us, we talked about the priorities for Ty Lue. I confirmed it with him. Keontae George knocks down a 3. It was turnovers. Conditioning element kind of lessened a little bit, but they still played a lot of live basketball. Fontecchio knocks down a 3.
But go back to this.
Great shot to win the overall game. Jordan Miller with the interception and the finish.
Nice anticipation.
Went above the 5-minute mark. Here in the fourth quarter, Coffee rumbling down the lane, floats it. No. Rebound will be credited, the bucket to Diabate.
Yeah, did you? I'm just saying, somebody.
Chuck and I have a.
Chuck told Chuck to get really close to the side, to the baseline that time. That was after the game.
Miller inside with 4:05 to play. Brown for 3, knocks it in. 9-0 run for the Clippers. Diabate vacuums it in. Here comes Xavier Moon, down 3. Xavier Moon and the Clippers down 1. Pull the pass into Miller. What a find. What a read. What a feed. What a finish. 1 point. Done. Zigs and zags his way down the lane. 3 in the corner is good again. In the second half, Jazz were able to battle back, take a 12-point lead on their own. Dominique, the hot hand. Oh, he banks it in. Second banked in 3 for Utah here.
He gave me a text and said, get him back. I'm a team player, man. Oh.
Done. Inside. It's good. And now a 6. Moon rises in the mid-range. It's good. I enjoy watching Xavier Moon play basketball. Done with 4 to shoot. Up and in. And that might be checkmate. 101-94.